movie in the world that can clear up what I just saw. Oh. 1,001 movies you need to see before you die. 2 movies down, and this is the next one on the list. 998 more to go. This is going to be harder than I thought. But seriously, why is this movie listed as a movie you need to see before you die? Because honestly, I could have gone my whole life without even seeing this movie. I've only seen bits and pieces of it throughout my entire life, had no interest in watching it, but when I started doing this little challenge, I just realized right there and then that I'm going to have to review this thing. So, I'm not even sure if it's even going to be a review. It's more like me just going to be ranting for like 10 minutes straight because there's nothing really that I can express my hatred for this whole entire thing, and for good reason. So, the mother of all hangovers. I'm just going to call it the mother of all hangovers because I refuse to say the name right now because everything that you have heard about this movie, any rumors that you probably heard about, yeah, it's in this movie. It's real. It is not comfortable to watch. And quite honestly, from a movie maker's perspective, there is so many things that I would take out of this movie, especially the second half. The second half that everyone has definitely heard of. I mean, the first half of the movie, it takes place during the Civil War, and for a Civil War movie, especially in the silent picture era in 1915, it's all right. I mean, the battle scenes are pretty good, and the stories of these two families, one's in the north and one's in the south. It's kind of like the TV show North and South, but not. I mean, if they would have just focused on the Civil War and these two families and how this war had changed their lives and everything, then this would be an entirely different story. But the problem is, that's not what this movie is about. It's not what it is about at all. I mean, the first half of the movie, yeah, there are things in it that really ruin it. Let me express exactly what is really bad with this movie, and that is the racism in this movie. I mean, this movie does not hide the fact that it is an insanely racist movie. There are so many uncomfortable scenes in this movie that you just want to look away. And the problem with silent pictures is that if it had sound to it, you can like go to the kitchen, cook something, and you can still hear it in the background, or you can pick up your phone, play some Angry Birds or something while the movie is going on. No, for a silent picture, you would have to be 100% focused in order to understand the entire story. So in other words, I'm sitting here and I'm getting a hangover just watching this thing. I mean, this movie is one of the first movies of all time to be more than just a few minutes long. Yeah, this movie's like 3 hours long, and it was living proof that an audience can actually sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. But did it really have to be this one? But there are some good news on the side, is that in 1915, it's not like this movie was enormously praised by the public. No, it did cause some major controversy. There was anger, there was riots. Even the director, D.W. Griffith, had to come out and answer for this crime that he puts on screen. He literally had to come out and explain himself. And to his mind, he said, well, there's this thing called freedom of speech. Yeah, well, there's a difference between freedom of speech and politics. Yeah, there is a whole lot of political stuff in this movie, and it drives me crazy. It's a 3-hour political speech. Why do you think I'm telling you to get migraine medications or Tylenol in order to watch this thing? Oh, please don't watch this movie. Please don't. It took forever just trying to find this thing, because Lord knows YouTube is not going to bring this movie out there, and that's understandable. But I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going all over the place. There is so many bad moments in this movie that I don't want to talk about them at all, because all the racist stuff, the stereotypes, all the bad mouthing talk, yeah, it's all in this movie. And is there an actual quote from Woodrow Wilson in this movie? Yes, there is. A president of the United States makes a quote in the most racist movie of all time. And a movie that doesn't even shy away from how racist it is, cuz really, it's like with the Civil War scenes, it's like 10% of the movie, 10% that does not focus on racist talk, and then you have 99% of absolute uncomfortableness. That's really what this whole movie is. Oh man, I am so glad that this is over. I am so glad, but I'm not gonna get a lot of moments out of my head. Really, I do not like movies about the KKK. I do not like movies about racism, and for some reason, this is listed as a movie that you have to see. No, it is a movie that you don't have to see at all. If you don't plan to see this movie, that is perfectly fine. Just walk away, ignore it. Don't even let your curiosity take over, because it is so uncomfortable. I mean, you can watch videos on YouTube like Family Guy and Risky Jokes, or watch Blazing Saddles and just laugh at it. This movie is none of that stuff. It is not fun. I literally legit wanted the end to pop up on the screen. Oh boy. I mean, as a reviewer, you have to watch the whole movie in order to do an actual review of it. So this felt like a job. This felt like something that I have to get through in order to get out there. And oh man, I'm sorry. I have a headache. I am sore, and it's just from sitting down and watching this thing. And the surprising thing is, this is not the only risky movie that D.W. Griffith has ever directed. He also made a movie called Intolerance, which oh no, I have to do that too, because that's movie number two on this list. But thankfully, that movie was not a success. As a matter of fact, D.W. Griffith never found any success after this movie. And can you blame the audience? I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are not racist at the time felt so uncomfortable sitting through this thing. And the fact that this movie did make a lot of anger and a lot of riots at the time just tells me one thing: is that things were definitely not okay for a major part of that time period. And I'm really glad that movies like this are not acceptable in this day and age. So in other words, this is one of the most hated movies of all time, and for definitely good reason. And I do love the fact that it is not acceptable, that it is hated. It's one of the most hated movies ever made. And quite honestly, guys, I'm not going to ask you, have you seen this thing, or what you think of it, because I think I already know. I'm just gonna say it right now. This movie is trash, dumpster garbage, should never be seen again. And the fact that they say that we need to protect this movie because of its history, no, you don't need to protect it at all. You can just keep the 10% of the Civil War part, but let everything else die in history. People don't need to watch this thing. Yeah. I don't know if I even did a review on this. I think this is just me ranting about this movie, and the fact with this 1,000 movie challenge, and this was listed as one of them, just gets me very uncomfortable. I am very uncomfortable just talking about this thing. So I'm just gonna wrap this up, and well, I already gave my rating. It's trash. So guys, no, I'm not gonna ask this. I'm just gonna say, if you like my reviews, leave a like, subscribe, and share my videos as much as possible. And oh, I can't even say this with a straight face. You know what? I'm done talking. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.